Don Cheadle.
I know that we're the bright, shiny thing that sometimes gets the attention, but I would say don't listen to celebrities. You don't have to listen to us. Listen to yourself.
And President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr.
When did we have a strong economy? And I don't think anyone with a straight face can say right now. And the reality, when you look at it, it's not even voting for my father. Look at the team that's now surrounding him.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk. Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am Kyle Wallace, and we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. You can always call in or text in by hitting us up, Truth Nation, at 833-212-1017. That is 833-212-1017 on the Truth Talk and text line. And today I am excited to be joined by the legendary
Homer Blow.
Welcome back. Excited to have the legendary Homer Blow back here with us. And remember, you can watch and stream us live on YouTube by simply going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. I know how much I love Homer Blow, the legendary Homer Blow. So go ahead and watch us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like and give us a subscribe as we are on our road to 5,000 total subscribers. Appreciate everything y'all do. Shout out to Rhea Riley holding it down on the ones and the twos.
Hello, y'all.
And shout out to y'all, Truth Nation. Now, before we get going into the main topic of the day, Homer, I just want to check in with you and see, as someone who's been in the city forever, right? Mm-hmm. But also somebody who's a leading voice in the city, what was your initial reaction to the devastating floods that occurred in southeastern Wisconsin over the weekend?
Some people, unfortunately, don't listen because you think that insurance is for what if. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of people feel like, oh, well, I wouldn't need this type of insurance. They didn't get the information that they need to find out if they would be covered. So did they have flood damage, or did they have property damage insurance? Yeah. It has to be specifically titled for you to be able to get that. And I think that the warning signs, has been happening for a long time. We had a big one in like 2008.
I think you thinking, was it 2010, 9, 11?
2008 or 10.
I remember that one because I was over there off of Fond du Lac, and I was at Lancaster Elementary School.
Well, there's been a couple of them. One where we actually FEMA did come in, and then people were able to go down to the 12th Street building. But we've been having warning signs for a long time. Every time we would really get a real heavy rain on 30th and Capitol, 30th or 31st and Burleigh, Hampton, a lot of these areas would flood out. And some people would have damage in their homes, not to the catastrophic damage that we've just seen from this recent one, but some people still didn't even think then to, well, you know what, maybe I should get flood insurance, flood damage insurance, or property damage insurance. Personal, because now they're calling and thinking their homeowner insurance and their homeowner warranties and their renter's insurance and all of that is taking care of that, and it doesn't. Yeah,
that's the thing that's interesting to me, because I'm curious to know what's going to be classified. Because for me, I'm not a adjuster, so insurance adjuster, so I can't speak from a level of expertise. Yeah. But what I want to know is that what we saw was, some of it was flooding, but wasn't some of it sewer backup? Because some people had it come up. The water came from the fact that the system was overwhelmed and water came up, and then it went down. Right? It denied. So because sewer or flood.
Denied.
That's just what we're going to say.
Denied. Listen, even if it came from a natural disaster. Mm-hmm. And a natural disaster is a natural disaster. Mm-hmm. The things that unfortunately, and I know we hate to hear it. We hate to hear it. But the things that happen through natural disaster, there's, you have to be specific when you're doing these things, not specific when you're doing these things. And oftentimes the problem that a lot of people have, we are reactive instead of proactive. Mm-hmm. We don't want that extra little to be on our insurance thing. But now look where a lot of people are at. Their homes have been devastated. Completely. Their property have been just devastated. Some houses, the whole basement caved in. So, it's like we can't do nothing for you.
Yeah, and that's what I'm curious about, because I'm curious to see. I know put an insurance claim as well, and it's just I'm very curious to know what this will be classified as. Would it be classified as flooding? Would it be classified as sewer? But how will this be labeled? Because at the end of the day, you have to learn to manipulate it. There's no way people shouldn't be getting claims. I do know somebody who said that they were told they're going to get $5,000, and it's just unfortunate. But luckily for us, the breaking news, at least to me yesterday, was the fact that Scott Fitzgerald. We talked about the fact that Tony Evers declared state of emergency. But the big thing for me is that do understand that, unfortunately, we live in a time where politics means everything, and it's not about what you're asking for; it's about who's asking for it. And that's why I was very excited when I saw Scott Fitzgerald, who is a Republican in the state of Wisconsin, asking the Trump administration to make an emergency declaration in response to the floods. Because Tony Evers asking for it ain't gonna do nothing, right? And Mayor Cavalier Johnson asking for it probably ain't gonna do too much. But now that you have that it hit other areas that are a little bit more red, I hope that helps us get that emergency declaration that's needed, because I know it was denied in Baltimore, or I shouldn't say in Baltimore, in Maryland.
They will cut off their nose to spite their face. A lot of things that they've already passed, they know that it's hurting them too, but they still support it.
It's interesting. What I mean? Yeah, what's interesting to me is a lot of people who aren't up to date on politics, which I don't blame people for being up to date on politics. I've saw multiple stuff on social media about folks talking about, when did Trump cut FEMA? Trump did not cut FEMA, but they did reduce, they messed with the criteria in order to meet the standards for FEMA, because usually in the past it's basically been, if you met this criteria, this benchmark, you were going to get some support. But nowadays they're picking and choosing on whether or not they want to give you support. And so that's what I was trying to explain to some folks, is that no, Trump didn't get rid of FEMA. He did not cut FEMA, but do know it's not as easy to meet that benchmark, because just because you meet the benchmark in the past, under my understanding, in the past, if you met certain criteria, FEMA will kick in and assist and help.
Absolutely.
But nowadays, it's not about meeting the benchmark. It's about whether or not it's going to get approved. And that's why I think it's essential that Scott Fitzgerald, who is a Republican representative of the House, who represents a certain area of Wisconsin, is that he is asking for help for the state of Wisconsin because it's coming from him. And I think that may help our case to get that FEMA. Because FEMA's going to, I don't know how much we're going to get from FEMA, but it would be great to assist.
Do the orange man like him? That's what it's going to boil down to.
And I would think, I hope the orange man like him in this case because I don't care about politics. People are devastated across Milwaukee County, Ozaukee County, and Washington County, and Waukesha County, and we all need help. I mean, right now, Germantown Germantown had flooding in their streets where they decided to put more water there to try to get the water to flow. Like that's what we're talking about. They told people to leave their house. And they put them at Germantown High School, and then they tried to add more water to get the water to start flowing and moving.
Yep.
I mean, we're talking about this happened Saturday going into Sunday.
Their filtration system was going to flood.
It's Wednesday, and we're still dealing with floods across southeastern Wisconsin. So it is just absolutely devastating. But I did want to get your 2 cents and your thoughts on that. Because,
like I say, I think that they have shown that they will cut off their nose to spite their face in so many different situations where they are going to be affected by these cuts and the big beautiful bill or whatever it is. And man, that is a downfall. That is a downfall. They will vote against just because. And the orange man really don't care about politics or politics.
Not at all. And these folks don't find out he don't care about them. But 833-212-1017. We are with the legendary Homer Blow. But in 3 minutes when we come back, Homer, I got some controversy that I heard. I heard some very spicy and controversial.
Yep.
You know, I'm very pro women. I'm very pro women. But guess what? We may be moving into a time where I'm the head of the household. What I say goes. And you know what? I may not be too mad about it. The way I vote, you vote.
Ladies, get ready to call 877.
Need help.
Get ready to call. Ladies, get ready to call. Because when we come back and you listen to this clip, I need you to call.
I'm telling you, it's going to be interesting. And again, this isn't my opinion, but I think it's worth having a conversation because actually Pete Hegseth, who is the Secretary of Defense, this is coming from his church. This is from his pastor who believes this. And I want to know, is this the direction we should go? Should we really make America great this way? I want to hear from you. The legendary Homer Blow wants to hear from you again. 800-990-30. Oh, wait,
833-212-1017.
I get the ESPN number.
Okay, 833-212-1017. Ladies, start calling now and just be on hold.
I haven't done that in a while. I don't think I've done it with you. I did it with Zach.
Listen, I need to
833-212-1017. Let's say it again.
I need you to start calling now, ladies, and just be on hold. And as you listen to this clip, then just be prepared to respond. Thank you. And fellas, what you gonna do?
Listen to the legendary Homer Blow, 833-212-1017. In 3 minutes, it's about to get real hot in her.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee, it's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present the 8 Block, powered by City on the Hill and 1017 The Truth, hosted by me, your boy, Ben Jammin. Every other Saturday at 9 a.m., 8 Milwaukee teens will share stories and laughs that will speak truth to what matters most in their lives.
I'm here to discover different levels about myself.
I'm really here to get my name out there and have a different perspective on life.
So tap in every other Saturday at 9 a.m. Truth Nation, welcome to the 8 Block.
Summer in Milwaukee is nonstop. Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season you already know. From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment. Music, flavor, culture, whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit. Make sure you experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals.
What builds a strong financial future? It starts with small lessons, like saving a little each day. With U.S. Bank award-winning digital tools, you can track, spend, and save all in one place. Every deposit, every decision turns small steps into lasting opportunities. At U.S. Bank, we're here to help you build healthy financial habits today so you can open new doors tomorrow. Building a future together. U.S. Bank, the power of us. Visit usbank.com/powerofus to learn more. Member FDIC.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, August 14th from noon to 3 p.m. at 2 locations. Visit us at Jackson Park, Picnic Area 2, located at 3500 West Forest Home Avenue, and at the Basilica of St. Josephat, located at 2333 South 6th Street. Vendors from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food, and refreshments while supplies last. Brought to you by Common Council President Jose G. Perez and Alderwoman Jocasta Zamaripa. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Greater Milwaukee Urban League, Maximus, and Amplifier.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
It's time for the NFL training camp. It is in full go right now, and that means the Dream Drive is back thanks to American Family Insurance. Young fans can ride bikes to and from practice alongside their favorite Packers players. You can see me. My favorite player is Mr. Jordan Love, and I have on the Jordan Love jersey today. You can also go up to training camp and enjoy some unforgivable moments on two wheels. So that's the fun for the whole family. Play games, soak up the sun, kick back in the shade, and don't forget the exclusive Packers giveaways as well. So take home some sunglasses, bucket hats, water bottles, and more. So head on up to Green Bay for the Dream Drive, courtesy of American Family Insurance. It's a Packers tradition you don't want to miss. That again is sponsored by American Family Insurance. And if you or a loved one is looking for a quote for insurance, whether it's car insurance, homeowners insurance, go ahead and visit amfam.com today. You can get a quote instantly, or you can find an agent near you. That is amfam.com today. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talk and text line. You can call in, you can text in. I am joined by the legendary
Home Blow.
And we got a hot topic we want to talk about. Now, some recent headlines were made as CNN interviewed someone from the Communion of Reformed Evangelical Churches, the pastor from the church, and he was discussing the fact that that church is arguing against women's suffrage. So they are actively talking about how they believe that we should go back to a way where the man led the household, and that the household was led by the man, and the decisions that the man made, everybody would follow. And specifically when it comes to women's suffrage, and they wanted to talk about voting. In this clip that you will hear, and if it sparks outrage, 833-212-1017, we want to hear from you. It believes in the fact that they believe in the 19th Amendment, but they say that the head of the household should be able to decide the way you vote. So if you are married to somebody, the legendary Homer Blow is married, what they believe is that if you say you voting this way, your wife should be voting this way. It ain't no you got your own freedom of thought. It's the household is going in this direction. So 833-212-1017. Make sure y'all go to YouTube, or you turn up your radio, or you turn up your app.
Yep.
Because we're going to play a clip from Instagram from CNN speaking to the head of the Communion of Reformed Evangelical Church. I'm telling you, that evangelical churches, they may be on to something.
Ladies, call now.
The kind of people that people come out of.
So you just think they're meant to have babies? That's it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and mother, who is the chief executive of the home, is entrusted with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a working journalist, and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue?
No, no, it's not automatically an issue.
Christ Church senior pastor Doug Wilson is the leader of a Christian nationalist movement that believes in a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands. Josh and Amy Prince, along with their 4 kids, moved from Washington State to Moscow, Idaho, where Wilson's movement is based.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Yes and no, in the sense that we're both saved by grace. We're absolutely on equal footing, but we have very different purposes, God-given.
But do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head of our household. Yes, and I do submit to him.
So, like, moving here
was
ultimately your decision.
Yes.
That's a great
example.
Wilson says in his vision of a Christian society, women as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastors Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if your wife doesn't want to vote for the same person as you?
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say that they want the 19th Amendment repealed.
I would support that. And I'd support it on the basis that the atomization that comes with our current system is not good for humans.
And Wilson, a veteran himself, is unapologetic about his view that women shouldn't be in certain leadership or combat roles.
Looking at the leadership page for Christ Church, it's all men. Do you accept women in leadership roles in the church and government?
In the church, no.
Why?
Because the Bible says not to.
Well, that's not what happens in the Bible. Women do lead all the time.
Progressive faith leader Reverend Jennifer Butler is concerned about Wilson's growing influence.
He is rapidly gaining in power. He has hundreds of churches established around the country. They actually literally want to take over towns and cities, and they have access to this administration.
Wilson's highest level connection to the administration is Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
It's not organizationally tied to us, but it's the kind of thing we love to see.
For his part, Hegseth has publicly praised Wilson.
Now we're standing on the shoulders of a generation later, the Doug Wilsons and the others.
Truth Nation, that is crazy, and it is interesting. And I think there's a lot to digest from that, Homer.
Yes.
And the first thing is the white nationalists are always the ones pushing some of this white man at the top of the household stuff, or white men at the top of the food chain, or uplifting a white man. I'm very curious to know, as someone who has been married for, I believe, 30 plus years.
Who?
How many years have you been married?
No, I ain't been married no 30 years.
How many years have you been married?
I've been doing the birthday party for 31 years. What the hell?
Well, someone who's married. I'm sorry. I thought you was married for a long time. My apologies.
Long time, not no 30 years. Yeah. I'm saying, okay, but I'm just saying, goals. I get you. But no, man, listen. How do they go and make everything else? This is insensitive. You can't say this anymore. You can't say that anymore. You can't say this anymore. But then go back to some archaic things and be like, but this is cool. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like that does not work. We are all humans. And again, when you have a king and queen, now I do believe that there's not going to be two kings in a house. You feel what I'm saying? A king and a queen.
Yeah.
And each have roles and responsibilities, but there's a respect factor that's there. And being able to listen and communicate, any relationship, whether it's friendship, marriage, girlfriend, boyfriend, business, whatever, communication is key. So you have to be able to effectively communicate with each other. And sometimes we're going to have to agree to disagree. And how we choose to handle those situations is how we handle them.
Mm-hmm. Now, I feel you on that. For me, my biggest takeaway that I got from this is, first and foremost, I mean, Amy seemed happy. Amy says she submits to her husband. I don't know about you. She submits to her husband. She seemed pretty happy, right? I do think there's some things that you can take out of it, but I don't think there's a lot of things. Don't look at me like that, Rhea. I don't think I do believe in a traditional household. Go ahead. What, Rhea?
What are you possibly taking out of this?
I do believe in the man being the head of the household. Y'all know I believe in a traditional lifestyle, but I don't subscribe to all this nonsense because I don't subscribe to women not being in leadership roles or in combat roles. That's something that I'm 100% against. I think it's been proven time after time, year after year, that women are more than capable of being in leadership roles, whether it leadership roles in the combat field, leadership roles at a company. I wholeheartedly believe that women can definitely be the leader. And on top of that, I believe that women, when it comes to a lot of the things of the household, even though a man might be the leading voice, I think the woman is the foundation and a rock of that household. So I definitely think it is something that is imperative to the success of a good household is having a strong woman. But I think what's so interesting from this is they mentioned that this type of ideology, these type of beliefs that they have, right? They self-described as a white nationalist church. I don't know about you, but I don't like anything that has nationalist and white with it. And the fact that the person who is in charge of the United States military and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth openly talks about and praising this church and praising the pastor of this church and believe in these ideals, and this is a white nationalist church, that should be something that is extremely concerning because at the end of the day, I don't believe a white nationalist church are going to work in the best interest of my black behind. So when I hear stuff like this, it is definitely concerning. When I hear them talking about taking away voting rights of women, to me, I think about this may be the beginning, right? It may start with women, but they may try to find other ways to try to take away votes of African Americans. And y'all, again, yes, some people might think that that's crazy, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of wild stuff going on right now. The fact that you have someone and people who are openly talking about taking away votes from women. I apologize. I thought they said they didn't want to get rid of the amendment. What I realized is that they're actually, for what it is they want to make the decision as a household and the man only casts the vote. I thought the man tells the woman who to vote for. I didn't realize they wanted to completely abolish the 19th Amendment, which would take away the voting rights of women. I think that is absolutely ridiculous, and I cannot believe that this is something that has hit the mainstream. I can't believe that this is something that you have, again, the Secretary of Defense uplifting. But at the end of the day, there are some people who believe that this should be the way of life, that women should follow the household, the lead of the man. And again, I disagree with the stance that they have, but I do believe there is some positive things about having a man lead the households and having traditional roles. We've talked about it on this show before. I do believe in traditional roles. I don't want my girl outside cutting grass, and nor do I want to be in the kitchen cooking every single day and clean up the house every single day. I think that's a collaborative effort, but I do put that more on her plate than is on my plate. We talking about cooking dinner. If it's 7 days in a week, we don't eat 7 days in a week. We don't cook dinner 7 days in a week. But if in an idealistic world, you can look at me all you want, Rhea, I like 5 and 2 or 4 and 3. Like, I definitely think ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. 833-212-1017. We just listened to audio from a white nationalist church that is gaining steam and gaining momentum, talking about what women's role should be. They believe the role of a woman is to support their man in the household. They believe in abolishing women having the right to vote. And they believe that women shouldn't have leadership roles or shouldn't be in combat as well, which I think is significant because Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, also believes that as well. And I want to know, do y'all think that this is a good idea? 833-212-1017. Should we move towards a more Christian valued man head of the household where there is basically one vote for the house and is led by the king of the house? 833-212-1017. Miss Sandra, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What are your thoughts about this conversation, Queen?
Well, one thing, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My thought is I don't like what he said. I don't like it at all. They always try to put something around Christianity, and they're the worst ones in the world. Now, I don't know if it was him. It was that other guy with the big mouth. Can't think of his name right now. But we're all fooling around with women. Even Trump, he was up there fooling around with women. Then they're trying to put the Christianity on you, and then this thing was going up into the woman's vagina to tell her how and when she can have a baby. See, they don't stop. They do not stop. They keep going. And a lot of us women, like when I married twice, in the first marriage, I had to take care of my kids because then my husband separated. They live too. And then most of them you end up double working anyway because stuff is so high. You know, it takes 2 checks to have anything, have vacations and all that. Especially once you have a family. But they need to mind their own business. They need to go to the Catholic Church, get them preachers right. And we know how to handle ourselves. We don't need them interfering, trying to make a way where people can't voice an opinion. The redistricting down at, where is it? Where Jasmine Crockett is. They don't like her because she sounds off.
I feel you.
Yeah, they don't like her. Every woman that sounds off, they're trying to get rid of, in fact, black. But they will go after the votes, and they're going after the votes anyway.
Thank you, Miss Sandra. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts, and obviously Miss Sandra is in disagreement with it, and she believes women should have the right to vote. And I stand right there with her. And again, when I heard this, my jaw dropped because I was just astonished that this is a legitimate conversation that is happening, but more sickening, this is a legitimate movement that is gaining steam here in America. And again, this is concerning when you have people who are openly talking about this type of stuff. See, for me, I laugh at the surface level stuff, but when we dig deeper of what this could be a sign of what to come, that's when it becomes very damaging, and that's when it becomes very frightening for me, because if they're willing to do this to women, particularly white women who they love, definitely understand that they're willing to find a way to take away your rights, right?
Absolutely.
They're even you got podcasters right now talking about, the civil rights movement ruined DC, and that's why DC is the way that it is. Like, when you have people openly talking about things like that, that is extremely dangerous rhetoric that puts myself, Rhea, and the legendary Homer Blow, our freedoms at risk. When I say our freedoms at risk, our freedom not to be able to walk around here and somebody sit here and judge us or attack us or accuse us of anything. Because in D.C., what we're going to see is we're going to be seeing black people getting harassed. That's what you're going to see. Black people who are walking on the street late at night being asked for IDs, asked for where they're going, asked for what's happening, right? You're going to see people lose their freedoms in Washington, D.C., and you can look up the statistics of how black D.C. is. It's going to negatively impact you. So I'm just saying, when you see stuff like this, understand this is a piece of a larger pie of what they're trying to do.
Well, unfortunately, in my opinion, people will push it off as just that rhetoric. That'll never happen. This can't happen. Nobody would support this. Nobody would support that. But if we haven't started learning from the situations that we're being removed from history, like all of the accomplishments that made this United States what it is just being erased with the swipe of a pen or a phone call.
Y'all just went more to come. Smithsonian history is being looked at.
Yeah,
I'm just telling y'all this right now. I'm right there with you, Homer. They are erasing history that we find to be important.
Absolutely. And again, if we sit back and have that, they can't do that, they can't do this, and they can't do that, then you're going to FAAFO. And now, by the time you do that, it's going to be too late. So going to the last-minute meetings and all of that. Well, we need to meet now. For what? They've already made their minds up. They've already done the things they need to do to make it happen.
Sure have. 833-212-1017. Security Mike, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What are your thoughts about a church here in America that is gaining popularity, looking to take away the voting rights of women? Again, Security Mike, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Well, you see what they're doing, man. They're starting with this head of household stuff with the white women. The white women is the reason why Trump won, because all of them stayed with their fellas and voted for Trump, even though their rights as far as abortions and stuff was at risk. Okay, they're going to start with that, and then it's going to filter down to our rights, man. Simple as that. All the whites are going to go along with that. And hopefully we don't have brothers and sisters that's going to be agreeing with that crap, too. Because they're coming at us, man. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say.
No, you right, Security Mike. And again, as someone who, for me, I was raised around a lot of strong black women. Mm-hmm. And I truly do believe women are very strong, right? Women, a lot of times, what women have to go through in this life, because as a black man, my life is extremely stressful. But I understand for a lot of women, what you have to go through in life is extremely stressful, on top of always having to be the provider. And I say provider, the provider of love. And unfortunately, in too many households, the provider of not only love, but the financial provider and the being the only parent in the household. There's not too many single fathers. There are single fathers out there stepping up, but a lot of times it falls on the mother when relationships go wrong to be with the child the majority of the time. So there's so much. So to sit here and hear people actively talking about, birthing rights, right? The right to, trying to take away the rights to make a decision and a choice of whether or not you want to have a child, which I think is wrong. Y'all know me. I am anti-abortion, but I'm also pro-choice in the sense of it's not my decision to make for anybody else of what they want to do with their life. That's not for me to say because I'm not the one who has to live with that decision. Like, that's not for me. But I believe women should have the right to do that. So to know that they're trying to take away rights from women when it comes to pro-choice and being able to choose what they want to do with a pregnancy and with their bodies, to tracking periods, to the fact that you're talking about taking away voting rights, like that is extreme.
Absolutely.
That is extreme to tell somebody you cannot vote because you are a woman. Do we understand how crazy that is?
Man, listen. And what's even scarier or more terrifying is that they got the votes to pass these things. They have the votes to pass these things, and they've been doing it on so many different levels. And that's why I say if we don't really understand what's going, I don't know what else has to be done for people to understand.
People need to wake up.
What's going on, right?
People need to wake up, Homer.
Yeah,
they really do.
Yeah, keeping the blinders on like this ain't, but that ain't going to mess with us until you find out that it does mess with you.
We want to hear from you, as there is a church that is gaining steam of unpopularity that believes that women should not be allowed to vote and that men should be the heads of households and taking away
in the kitchen,
taking away power from women. 833-212-1017. Do you all believe this is a dangerous rhetoric, and do you think people will stand up to fight against this?
Something in the oven while you cooking something in the oven.
Ain't that the truth? 833-212-1017. In 4 minutes, we see Al from Milwaukee. We'll get to you. We'll get to your text. You can also watch and stream us live on YouTube. We'll talk about what's going on YouTube. But this is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace with the legendary Homer Blow. We'll be back in 4 minutes.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
What was the life change? We all know it happened, and we know things happen and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight, or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease, and he's on dialysis, and he wants to get on the list, and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. That's 12, 14-hour days, eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and,
Yeah, but that was a choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute. Even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died, and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list. Wow. Yeah, you have to be.
So there
are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to, because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Brewers beat the Pirates 14-0, extending their win streak to 11. One more game until free burgers.
3-2 pitch to Freeland. And a fly ball to right. This is hit well. Back is Reynolds. Track, gone! Sal Freeland goes big fly for the 9th time this year. And the Brewers lead it 1-0.
Brewers remain the hottest team in the MLB with a record of 75-44, leading the NL Central by 7.5 games. Packers quarterback Jordan Love is having surgery on his left thumb, but is expected back for the regular season. The next preseason game is Saturday at noon. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, please join us at our 3rd annual Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Admission to Truth Family Fest is absolutely free and a great place to have fun while celebrating with family and friends. There will be amazing food, a lot of food coming this year, y'all. Great music and the opportunity to win some big prizes, including backpacks for the kids. So make sure y'all save the date for our 3rd annual Truth Family Fest for Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Remember, the Truth Family Fest is presented by Crash Course Driver's Education and U.S. Cellular, also sponsored by MATC, Landmark Credit Union, U.S. Bank, Milwaukee Public Schools, Gruber Law Offices, Big Frog, Educators Credit Union, and Riverside University High School. Also, keep it locked, y'all, because coming up shortly, I will be giving you an opportunity to be entered to win $5,000. Yes, you will have your chance to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. But welcome back in to Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. I am Kyle Wallace, and I am joined by the legendary
Homer Blow.
And we are talking about a church that white nationalist church, because that's what they describe themselves as. They self-describe
absolutely.
White nationalist church that is looking to shake up the way that households operate. And one of the many things that they believe in is through Christ, that women have certain roles that they need to have in the household, and one of those roles is not actually voting. It should vote as a household, and the man should be the one casting the vote. People say all of Christ for all of life. That's what they believe in. That is one of their mottos. Homer Blow and I are breaking this down of what Pastor Wilson said in some of his writings and teachings from his church. We believe it's ridiculous, but we want to hear from you. Should women be allowed to vote? 833-212-1017. Yes, that is a question in 2025 based off the conservative white national Christian church that the United States Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth,
Should they be barefooting in the kitchen?
Should they be barefoot in the kitchen? Al in Milwaukee, what are your thoughts on that conversation?
Absolutely, they should have a right to vote. You barely can wipe your devil's back door correctly, and you think you should run a house? Absolutely not. The only reason y'all white national Christians is saying that because nobody wants your man nut in their ovaries. So y'all want to do it by force.
Al.
It's the truth.
Yeah, it's too far. You can't say that.
Oh, my goodness.
You can't say that,
Oh, my
Al.
goodness.
You cannot say that. We should have dumped it. 833-212-10. I ain't hear what Al said. But listen, this is what we're going to do. We're gonna continue this conversation, and we're going to go to the Truth Talking text line. Dawn on the Truth Talking text line, she said, I am woman, hear me roar. I am the head of the household. I am the king of my home. Hey, however you self-describe as, that is up to you, Al. And again, we talked about it during the break. I think some of this is it's ridiculous, right? Like, to me, I can't fathom the fact that it's not like this is just like a whack job group of folks who have no power, they have no influence. No, this isn't a whack job group of people. The stuff in 2016, before Trump got elected, some of these whack jobs lived underneath the surface and people laughed at them. But unfortunately, since the election of Donald Trump, it seems like some of these crazy ideologies and ideas that people have are now festering to the surface into mainstream, where now that you actually see CNN covering a story like this. 20 years ago, we would say this is asinine, this is crazy, this is something that would never happen. But now we're in 2025, Homer, and CNN is taking the time to talk about this story because there is actually a growing movement of folks who are moving to support this church.
Right.
This is weird stuff. And Homer, who was the gentleman that took folks to like South America where they all took the poison pill and died?
Jim Jones.
Yeah, this is Jim Jones type stuff. And I say Jim Jones type stuff, the brainwash, utilizing your voice to brainwash individuals to believe what you're talking about.
Yeah. They're at you on the YouTube page. Say, Kyle, freedom of speech. What happened to freedom, Kyle?
You can't talk about peanuts. Drop the P on air. You can't talk about that. You can't. Like we can't have that. Rhea, as a woman, I do want to hear your perspective and your thoughts. When you hear stuff like this, and again, I know obviously you don't like it, but where does your mind go understanding that this is becoming more mainstream?
Well, it's frightening. I mean, if I ever want to get married or decide to have children, that's going to be something I really have to think twice about because I feel like I'm safer to not do that. And I say safe loosely because I'm a black female.
So you believe because of one group of people believe this that it impacts you to not want to find somebody, or
to just like, why would I want to put myself through that? They're not going to advocate for my health care if I have a child. I can't even vote for my own rights to protect myself if I do have a child, or if I get married, I have no rights. So no, I'd rather be single and be able to somehow protect myself than deal with this craziness, because it's not just one person, it's a group.
See, my suggestion is this, and listen, I'm just me. My suggestion to you is to find you a man that believes in protecting you, right? Believes in protecting the voting rights of women. I'm gonna tell you, listen, my girl would dump me in a minute. She know I'm crazy. She texts me, "Oh, we're gonna be toxic today, huh?" I said, "No, baby, I'm not gonna be toxic. You know where I stand." But she understands that I'm going to protect her, right? Everything that I say and I believe, and though I may have some out there beliefs when it comes to traditional households, at the end of the day,
like 5 meals a day,
and she 5 meals a day. I mean, is that it's 7 days in a
you ain't
week?
Cooking?
It's 7 days in a week. I mean, yeah, I said 5 and 2. That's 7. Just like she ain't, like I said, she ain't cut the grass not once. I ain't lift a finger. Can't get her to pick a damn weed out there. 833-212-1017.
Sincere Ronnie Ray Real on the YouTube page said, I want to hear from married women. I have a clear view what the single ladies will say.
Yeah, I am curious to know what a married woman would say, because a married woman comes from a different perspective where sometimes you do submit to your man. I'm telling you, Amy in that video, Amy said, yeah, we moved over here because my man wanted me to move over here. Yeah. And maybe Amy was on to something.
Well, you know, just traditional as we know it has been changed so often. There are people who get married now that will not put the line of the vows where it says to love, honor, and obey. They omit the word obey.
Yeah, I was watching 90 Day Fiancé.
What is that about Rhea?
No on all of it. No, I don't want a 90 Day Fiancé. Marriage for me is just kind of off the cuff.
90 Day Fiancé, they got married in Africa. It's a crazy woman named Angela married this guy named Michael. If you watch 90 Day Fiancé, y'all know who I'm talking about. Angie and Michael.
The guy with the thick neck.
Yeah, Michael and big old Angie. And they got married in Africa, Nigeria, and part of it did say, and to obey. And she said, to what? And she American. To obey. Like, ain't nothing to obey. And she said, I ain't obeying nothing. That ain't how it works, because she American. In other countries, they do obey, Rhea. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. So what is the big deal with saying obey?
I'm not your property.
Yeah, I do think I am a millennial, so the word obey seems a little strong. If somebody say you need to obey me, I'm like, whoa. Well, like if one of my supervisors around here said, Kyle, you need to obey what I say, I'm gonna say, wait a minute. Obey is a little strong. You need to listen to what I say, but obey that's kind of
so.
I don't know.
When did it become too strong? Because it has been around for generations, and now it's too strong.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm just trying.
I'm gonna omit the obey.
We keep changing things, man. Like why
it's
are
been too strong from the jump, Homer.
What?
No. We are people. We should have free will over our what we decide to do. Talk about some obey.
Yeah,
listen.
I don't know about that. Really quickly, Gigi on 1017 The Truth on YouTube. You can watch the streamers live on YouTube. Gigi said, I agree. This will encourage women to stay single. Why would anyone sign up for marriage? People are already not marrying. Marriage rates are low, and I feel you, but not really. A city girl said, ideally, a husband and a wife should be on one accord. I agree, but again, I couldn't do it. We're gonna go to break. We definitely got to get y'all ready for this Gruber. But I'll say this: I could never marry anybody who I don't align with politically. I don't align with politically, and I don't align with socially, right? Financially as well, you know.
What about religiously?
Religiously, you know what? I'm not my lady now, who will be my lady forever. She's not super religious. Like, she believes in God and the church, but she's not religious. She knows that I'm a very religious person, like religious to a certain extent. I don't say very religious, but I'm a religious person. I'm a believer. You can't be walking around here saying God don't exist. But I know.
So if she was Muslim and you,
that'd be fine with me. Okay. That'd be fine with me. I ain't worried about that. But definitely those are the things, because I ain't got time to deal with folks.
Buddhists.
Sure. I don't mind. Don't mind me. Okay. Don't mind me. Don't pay me no mind. But really quickly. One call, that's all. Right now, it's the time for y'all to get entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Yes, this is your chance to get entered to win $5,000 courtesy of 1017 The Truth and Gruber Law Offices. Let's make it easy today. Be quick with the fingers. Caller number 5. Yes, caller number 5 at 833-212-1017 will have your chance to be entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices and 1017 The Truth. Again, that's caller number 5 right now at 833-212-1017 for your chance to be entered to win $5,000. And always remember, if your loved one is ever injured in an accident, contact Gruber Law Office today at gruber-law.com. That's gruber-law.com. And for official contest rules, go to 1017thetruth.com. And like I said, always, if your loved one is in an accident, contact Gruber. Don't mess around with none of these other companies. Get with the winning team with Gruber Law Office today by visiting them at gruber-law.com. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. We'll take one last call from a woman.
Yeah, but sincere Ronnie Ray Rio, that's all I'm talking about. He's on the YouTube page. But anyway, go ahead.
We'll get to that. We're going to take the call because we're going to hear from a woman coming up in 3 minutes. So y'all definitely don't want to miss this.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 19th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 19th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Milwaukee Public Schools are getting ready to welcome students back to their classrooms for the 2025-26 school year. The first day of class for Milwaukee Public Schools is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 for all students. If you haven't enrolled your child yet, now is the time. Go to mpsmke.com/enroll MPS, or please visit the Department of Student Services between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They will assist you with the enrollment process and meet any educational need you have. They look forward to seeing you and thank you for choosing MPS.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions every
Great Impressions Graphics and Printing. They've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years from their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee. Their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Boy, that was a great commercial break here with the legendary Homer Blow with us today. But 833-212-1017, we're talking about women having rights. But on top of that, now we're talking about obeying. Should women have to obey their man? It's crazy conversation. We need a whole nother hour for this one.
They obey the law.
But should women have voting rights?
They obey what they boss say.
Should women have the right to vote here in America, as there is a church that our Secretary of Defense is part of, believes that women should no longer have the right to vote? How do you feel about this?
If she didn't obey the stop sets,
Miley Smiley, you are on the award-winning 1017 Truth. We've got about 30 seconds here for you.
Okay, how y'all doing? Great. Listening to y'all. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
However, I can say this. Only thing I disagree is kind of with it as far as being that you don't have a decision to vote. Other than that, being submissive, being open, having a household under the one roof, this is what brings about the unit of children being on one accord and learning the ways of living correctly. But when it comes down to your voice as a woman, that I just disagreed upon to, say no to. But that's it. But this is bringing into back in the days where they're bringing in people that understand this is what's happening. This is Christianity, what they're looking at. This is something God said he's not with, but he's with when it comes to everyone coming together as a household.
I appreciate you, Miley Smiley. What's your quick reaction as we get ready to wrap up the show here? For you, Homer.
Oh, listen, if you don't obey the laws, if you are a Christian and you don't obey the 10 Commandments, which is actually more, what's going to happen? You're going to hell. So I'm just saying, we talking about obey like it's such a bad thing, but then people strive to support Christianity and be like, nope, you can't do this. That's wrong. You disobeyed, and this, that, and the other. Yeah. So again, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I could go on and on and on and on.
Yeah,
and on,
I just feel like the talking about obey and just really just circling back. I think we need to be very mindful of what is going on in this country. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we've advanced to a certain level where we have to understand that African Americans literally went from being in bondage and slavery to our freedoms that we have today. And it didn't happen overnight. We had to fight for it. Women were able to get equal rights. They still don't get paid the same for similar jobs as well. And so when we're talking about taking away rights of anybody, us as African Americans should be very, very mindful of what that could be. That could be the first domino to fall. I'm telling y'all, we live in a time where there is a bigger plan. If one thing is being pushed, understand there's some other ideas that they have, and us black folks ain't part of we ain't gonna benefit from that.
Rhea ready to obey and make sure that we end this show on time. Join me for your cousin sub of the day, the club sub on Thursday and Friday for Dr. Ken Harris right here on the Truth 101.7 FM.
Baby, you ain't gotta obey me, you just gotta respect me. This is Truth to Power.
You better obey and cut these mics off. It's time. I'm gonna just keep on talking, Rhea. I ain't gonna stop. Now what you gonna do?
This has been Truth to Power with Kyle Walls with the legendary
Homer Blow.
The Tory Show is up. Love Show is up next. Peace out. I will see y'all tomorrow.
What's Poppin' Truth Nation? Jamming with Juice is brought